Hello everybody, a warm welcome to the YouTube channel Enjoy Music with SMITA. So today in this storytime session, I want to share one spiritual aspect, a spiritual concept from the most revered scripture in Hinduism, that is Bhagwat Geeta, Shrimad Bhagwat Geeta. So even every Hindu used to cite the name with a prefix, Shrimad. So it's actually showing the most, like the utmost reverence towards this scripture. So the main character of this scripture is Lord Krishna, and in fact it is closely related to another Hindu scripture, that is Mahabharata. It is one of the biggest epic, in fact. So all of the things, like there are other scriptures in Hinduism, like 4 Vedas are also there, and we have Upanishads are also there, and other scriptures like Puranas are also there. So the crux of all these scriptures, like Vedanta, the philosophical scripture, principles are laid down. So the whole of the crux of these scriptures, which I just cited the names, are there imbibed in this scripture Bhagwat Geeta. So Lord Krishna had summarized all the basic things, fundamental things of all these scriptures. It's a collection of all these aspects, in fact. So basically I call these as the wisdom. But knowledge is pretty smaller and as the domain, but the domain of wisdom is very vast. It is infinite. Fine. So wisdom is pretty much greater than knowledge. So Lord Krishna is reiterating the wisdom, the ultimate wisdom of this whole universe, or the system of universe, you can speak like that. So I may not be going in detail, but just to start that particular session, so that is something, let me speak that is the 11th chapter of this particular scripture. I love this chapter very much, and along with this I also love the last chapter, the 18th chapter. So the whole scripture contains 18 chapters. So the first, the 11th chapter is most liked by me, and also the last one, the 18th one. So today I'm gonna share something from the 11th chapter. It's basically the creator of this whole universe. So is trying to give an idea of the layout, the typical layout of the creator. Many of times we used to ask ourselves that whether God exists or not. So how the God would be looking like? So how powerful he or she would be? So there are a lot of questions. Science is trying to probe into these questions, like about the universe and the reality of life. These two aspects are the basic subjects where the science is probing its quest into these two things. So earlier time, the ancient saints and the monks, basically they had analyzed such great things, they had revered great things with their philosophical perspective. So you may not be getting sort of evidence on those particular analysis. I may not be curtailing my discussion, or I may not be confining my discussion with the world of Hinduism. So many of my earlier videos I had already shared this particular view with you people, that in no way I am going to share any sort of communal message, because if I love my religion very much, like anything, so I also love other religion. I also show my utmost respect to each and every religion which is existing on this planet. So my point is that now this particular chapter is closely related to some earlier events. So I'm just citing that particular, those some small events, like there were two groups. Basically, the two groups are belonging to one family, and then what happened? So there was a faction. So the two groups were Pandavas and Kauravas, and Kauravas were 100 brothers, and Pandavas were 5 brothers. Okay, and there was a tussle for the throne, and the Kauravas had already taken the throne. The king, the father of the 100 sons was Dhritarashtra, and the Pandava's father had been dead. Now in this respect, so there was a tussle. Pandavas had suffered a lot because of the atrocities carried by the Kauravas, and to their good fortune, Lord Krishna was the best friend of one of the brothers of the Pandavas, like Arjuna. So Arjuna was an eminent archer. So archer, I mean to say, like he belongs to, he was, as being depicted in the scriptures, he was able to shoot arrows with his left hand, and during his time he was considered as the best archer of the world and the best warrior of the world. He was taught by one of the greatest mentor of his time, Dronacharya, and this particular character also belonged to the Kauravas. So ultimately there was a war. The final point they had reached, that they will be fighting battle against each other, and whoever wins the battle, so will have the throne. Of course, Lord Krishna had tried becoming a messenger of peace. He had been to the court of Kauravas once, and he had tried to persuade each and every courtier present over there, but so they did not pay any heed. There were some noble persons in the Kauravas court, like Bhishma, like Sanjay, the chief minister of the Kauravas, but they were unable to speak. There were some constraints on them, so they were unable to fetch any sort of decisions on Lord Krishna's message of peace, avoiding war. Ultimately, the war was decided, and in the battleground, what happened? So both the sides, soldiers were standing, and in the mid of the battleground, Arjuna with his chariot went over there and stood there to have a gazing over the whole opposite soldiers. And Lord Krishna was the driver of this chariot. Okay, so in this position, what happened? Arjuna had seen that he had to kill, he had to fight against his relatives and friends and brothers. So what he realized at that particular time, that he must not carry out this battle. Maybe he would be defeating, and maybe the throne would be going away to the Kauravas' hand. It's no issues.